guys didn't read all of that, that was Tyson Fury revealing that Paris had a miscarriage the day before the fight. And of course, he didn't really know what was going on, but he kind of figured or discerned like something's up. Like, there's a problem if she don't want to tell me what's wrong, especially when Turki Al-Sheikh offered to bring her a doctor along with her and, you know, knowing her condition. And he said immediately he knew. And my counterpunch to Tyson Fury, first of all, I think I don't want to speak on anything that I know nothing about. I can only imagine. And I'm going to leave that there. I do want to bring up the fact that, you know, when you discern something, when you figure something's up, like, okay, no, that doesn't sound good. I mean, that's pretty much the only thing it could be. You know, another thing I want to bring up is how caring Paris was. Because, you know, or selfless, should I say, Paris was. Paris Fury. Shout out to Paris Fury. She didn't want to make that an issue at that time. You know what I mean? Because for one, it would have affected a lot of things. And for two, her having a miscarriage had nothing to do with him fighting. You know what I mean? However, him thinking about her possibly having a miscarriage, that does a lot to someone's psyche, mental health, especially with someone that's challenged by mental health as Tyson Fury is. So you have to take that under advisement. Like, yo, look, you know, this is a thing and I don't know what's going on and she don't want to tell me and I can only figure. And then the worst thing that you could ever do that anybody could do to you, especially someone you're married to or with and involved with, you ask them what's wrong and they won't tell you. That's the worst feeling in the world because it leaves you in a world of uncertainty of like, what in the fuck is going on with this person here? You know what I mean? So you don't know. And that uncertainty is probably worse than anything that could happen because you don't know. You know, so I do understand and in that regard, what Tyson Fury went through. You know, how did it affect him? Well, he did a good job with, you know, with not knowing what was going on with his wife. But I can tell you, if his wife would have told him, if Paris would have told him, that fight probably would have got canceled. You know what I mean? Just like supposedly the fight got canceled 3 years ago against Wilder in the trilogy fight. Do you guys remember that? Even though I don't think that was the case, I do think, you know, he left and, you know, because he got pieced up by Jared Anderson, because Jared Anderson was on fire at that time. And then when you become familiar with a fighter sparring him, you know exactly his do's, his don'ts, his strengths, his weaknesses. And I think Jared Anderson knew that and he pieced him up. And I think, you know, and he had COVID too and all that. And that was the reason right there. And then, you know, the issues with Paris losing the child or almost losing the child. She didn't lose the child that time. So this is a situation where she actually did. You know, and my heart goes out to Tyson Fury and the family. And I'll say this, you never know what someone's going through. You don't know. You know, and in fact, that this is coming up an excuse. I think this would have been better, though, if we would have heard it a long time ago. You know what I mean? If we would have heard this a long time ago. So, you know, you know, so people will always question, well, why is this shit coming up now? Well, I'll say that to anybody in response to that. If Tyson Fury had that going on, Tyson Fury couldn't spar and, you know, his mind wasn't in the right place. But you did see him showboating and stuff like that in the fight and where he got chinned in the ninth and lost a split decision fight, you know, his first loss of his career to Alexander Usyk. Now, if we see Tyson Fury go into that ring focused, go into that ring not showboating, go into that ring and does something different than we seen last time, you know what? Everything on this would be put on the table as evidence. Why? Because if he don't go in there and don't showboat, that means when he was showboating, he was trying to hide emotion because something else was going on with him. He was just trying to fill the gap of how he felt and what to do. You know what I'm saying? So if he does come in a totally different animal, then we could look at this and say, you know what, he may have a point. And man, that sucks that he lost a child a day before. And it will then come to the forefront that, hey, these things happen that keep people from performing at their peak. You know what I mean? So that's why second chances are very valuable in this situation, because he does have the opportunity to show everything that we're learning about with Tyson Fury and company. He can make an amends if we don't see those same things occur. Okay, so again, it's very bad news. 6 months, yeah, that's not. You know what I mean? But, because you have to have that child yourself, and yeah, he was somewhere else. And, again, it takes a woman like that to understand, like, yo, what will it do and how will this affect other people and everyone else around me? You know what I mean? He will find out eventually. You know what I mean? So, and ultimately he did. And my heart goes out to the Fury family. This is very bad news. Again, you will see people talk to say it's an excuse. I mean, you could look at it like that, but if she actually had a miscarriage a day before, I mean, what else could you do? You know what I mean? What else could you say about that? Oh, that's the reason. Well, the facts are, if she had a miscarriage, right? So that's proven. That's what the facts are. Okay. And then did he know about it? No, he didn't. Did he figure? Yes, he did. Could that affect him? Sure, it could. Okay? It should. It should, and it could. And it probably more than likely did. Okay? But anyway, because of these things we're finding out, we should expect a new and improved, ready to fight, ready to rumble and tumble Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. But you guys tell me what you think of this unfortunate news, new news concerning Tyson Fury and Paris Fury of the loss of their child a day before the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.